Hey guys, it's Fizzy here and I'm back with another Hearthstone video. In this video, I will be presenting for you a number of tips to help you in improving in playing Hearthstone. Keep in mind these tips are more so aimed at beginner players than advanced players, although they can come in handy for various skill levels. It is also important to not forget these tips will not make you a better player in 1 or 2 days, because practice is of course required to become a better player. The tips are more so guidelines to follow while playing. With that being said, please sit back comfortably and enjoy the video. Tip number 1. Play on curve. Playing on curve is essentially playing cards which cost is proportional to the mana you have. So in other words, when you are in turn 4 with 4 mana and you have a Chillwind Yeti in your hand, you want to play that because it uses mana efficiently. Sometimes on turn 4 you might have to play a spell for removal and play a 2 mana minion on top of that, which is also fine. What you don't want to do is leave mana left over. You want to use all the mana that is given to you. This is because various cards have different mana costs for a reason, which is why it is advised to follow the mana curve, as this allows you to play minions which are equivalent to your opponents, and this gives you a better chance at winning the game. Tip number 2, use your HP as a resource. Players often think that their HP is the most important value in the game. This often results in players making decks with lots of charged minions and hitting their opponent's face, thinking this is the way to play. However, this most definitely is not the case. Understanding that your health points are only a number and maintaining board control is far more important, and it is crucial to playing better in Hearthstone. You can't be afraid to lose even 3, 4 or sometimes 5 HP some turns to clear the board with a weapon, for example. Of course, you also need to find the bottom line and not go beneath a certain number of HP, and this varies from every deck. For example, if you are playing against an aggro deck, you probably want to keep your HP as high as you can because aggro decks are good at dealing lots of damage to the face. If you are playing against a control deck, it is much more beneficial to mind the board, and your health never really matters in these matchups. Either way, you need to realize that sometimes taking a bit of face damage is not the end of the world. And as a little anecdote, a few weeks ago I came back in a match with 1 HP while my opponent had a full 30. Sounds crazy? Definitely does, but it definitely is possible too. Tip number 3. Use value cards. Choosing the correct cards for your deck is also very important to play well, and it's very hard to play well with bad cards. Of course, every deck is different and not all minions or spells will fit every single one, but there are a number of general cards which can be played in most decks. These cards should be especially helpful for beginners as they are solid and easy to obtain. Here are some examples of good cards to use. Bloodfen Raptor, Harvest Golem, Shattered Sun Cleric, Chillwind Yeti, Dark Iron Dwarf, Sen'jin Shieldmaster, Gnomish Inventor, and Boulderfist Ogre. And here are some examples of bad cards that you should probably want to stay away from. Goldshire Footman, Voodoo Doctor, Raid Leader, Silverback Patriarch, Nightblade, and Corehound. Tip number 4. Don't always attack face. Sometimes players will only attack their opponent in the face, thinking that this is the best and most efficient way to win a game. This is definitely not true. By the time you establish a board of minions, your opponent will have established his own board, possibly with even stronger minions, and will have cleared your side of the board. In that scenario, it is very hard to come back and win. This is why you must always try your best to keep your opponent's side of the board clear by trading your minions instead of hitting your opponent in the face with everything you have. This ties in with the final tip of the video. Tip 5. Trade your minions efficiently. Trading is basically using your minions to destroy your opponent's minions. Trading is very important because when you keep your opponent's side of the board clear, you are essentially taking control of the whole game by dictating the flow and tempo of the match. Take this situation for an example. You have a Chillwind Yeti which has 4 attack and 5 health, of course. Your opponent has a Bloodfen Raptor which of course has 3 attack and 2 health. There are no other minions in play at this time on the board. In this situation, it is better to destroy the raptor with your Yeti instead of hitting your opponent in the face for 4 damage, because in this case 4 damage is very insignificant, and it is better instead to keep the board clear and have an advantage. If you trade properly, you can be the one who is leading the game, dictating the tempo and the pace of the match. So there you go. These have been some simple yet, in my opinion, important and overlooked tips on how to play better in Hearthstone. I will definitely be looking to make more guides in the future, also ones that are more specific and more detailed. I hope you enjoyed this video and found the tips helpful. If you have any questions or problems, make sure to comment down below, as I always answer every single comment that you guys leave. Stay tuned for more, have an awesome day, and good luck. Thanks for watching.